everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Steven Says See or Skip. We will be continuing our All Access August promotion today with a discussion about the movie The Last Airbender, which was released on July 1st, 2010. I watched this a few days ago with The Lord of the Land and Maleficent, and I gotta say, I didn't think it was that great. I gave it a 4 out of 10. Although, as I was reading about it, I realized I didn't hate it as much as the fandom apparently does. But, to give them credit, I didn't really like it either. The dialogue is so clunky. The characters are saying things that just feel stiff and unnatural and overly explanatory, if that makes any kind of sense. People were just kind of reading things out loud, and it just didn't feel very real or genuine. And the character development is not great. The movie kind of jumps around a lot, and problems get introduced and then almost kind of solved instantly. There's not a lot of emotional build, there's no tension, no payoff. They don't have any character kind of providing comedic relief. Everything felt very predictable, and it felt more like checking boxes off a list than a movie telling a story. One of the biggest issues I felt like was how fast everything moves. The scenes don't breathe. Conflicts don't have time to simmer. The movie just hops from moment to moment like it's afraid to slow down. And because of that, nothing lands. Nothing feels earned. I will say this, some of the special effects were genuinely cool. There are moments where the bending looks beautiful and fluid and visually satisfying. And that idea of the primal elements needing to be in balance, that's going to appeal to anyone who believes nature has a rhythm, a balance, or a structure to it. Conceptually, the movie has some great ideas, which makes sense. It's building off of a series that ran for I don't know how many years on Nickelodeon, the animated Avatar series. But I don't know, there were things missing in this. I the fandom hated it passionately. I wasn't sitting there angry because I not a fan. I was just kind of checking it out as a neutral non-entity, but it definitely felt like it was missing some pieces. I could see the potential, and I don't know, the execution just doesn't get there. I think that could be in part why the creators of the show, Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Considine Consizico. Oh gosh, sorry for butchering that. They served as executive producers and were initially supportive of the film, but as things went forward, they ended up saying not agreeing with the direction things took. And by the time the movie was released, they had a completely strained relationship with everyone who was still working on the film. I do think watching it with two other people made it a little more fun. Sometimes the company you watch a movie with does make it better, but I think that all three of us just thought the only thing that was really great about it was the special effects. While I was watching, I did keep wondering, hey, has anyone in this cast shown up in movies or TV pilots I previously reviewed in another episode of S4? And it turns out, no, there wasn't any crossover that I could find. So it was a completely standalone cast. I don't know. The movie was not that special. Something I thought was interesting, it didn't get a single nomination at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards in 2011, despite the fact that this is a Nickelodeon movie. Not only that, but it's one of the most expensive Nickelodeon movies ever. It had a budget of 150 million and it spent 130 million in advertising. The idea that it's getting snubbed by its own awards show just seemed like, wow, this was not a beloved film. In fact, it actually won a Golden Raspberry for Worst Picture, which was surprising because it's directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Now, granted, some of his movies can be hit or miss for me, but there's stuff he's done that I've absolutely loved. It was supposed to be the first movie in a trilogy, but due to the modest profit it made at the box office, Paramount didn't greenlit the other two movies to be made. It was one of the most expensive movies Nickelodeon's ever done. And I don't know. I think they were expecting to get a little bit more bang for their buck. It's a movie with cool ideas and cool effects in a world that should have been incredible, but like I said, clunky dialogue, bad character development, and a rushed pace doesn't really create a masterpiece that you want to enjoy again and again. I'd be interested to see what Netflix ends up doing with the live action Airbender series that they are coming out with, or may actually already be released. I'll have to look into that. Again, The Last Airbender from 2010, I give it a 4 out of 10. This is Steven with Steven Says See or Skip, asking if you've seen The Last Airbender series. Did you hate the movie the way the fandom did, or were you just mildly disappointed like me? Let me know in the comments below.